Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the AF Minicast. I'm the graphic gangster, Small Arms Danny, the commish Tyler Treadway, and from the kitchen table, Mr. Cory G.
What up, what up, what up, what up? I am wearing the emoji hat, Muscle Island. You know, if you text with me on a regular basis, I will send you this emoji. It's like my main used emoji at this point. So even if somebody just says, hey, G, what's going on? I just send them back Muscle Island.
At this point, I'd be disappointed if it wasn't that.
And now, when people, today I was at the dentist getting my pearlies fucking hooked up. And they asked me what I was into. And I was like, just growing grass on the island. That was my answer. And she said, are you a grass farmer? I go, maybe. I think right now. All right, back to you, Danny.
What does the grass look like right now on Muscle Island?
Like a patchy fucking mess. But it's getting better. We seeded it yesterday, watered it yesterday, and I'm just trying to get that plush grass player. Trying to get it, because I got some family events coming up, so I want to make sure it looks good. But what I'm really excited about is the Mafia event that's coming up on October 25th, though. Now that we have the idea, so if you have not seen the email from Daniel, aka Small Arms, aka Small Other Things.
You just call me Daniel. I don't know. You never called me Daniel before.
Anyway, October 25th, going to be super cool at the corporate office. People have been asking me forever to do like a lunge situation. Boom, we're going to do it. We're going to run up on Denison. Hopefully they're ready. Take however many of you guys want to show up, go lunge. Then you'll have a choice whether you want to run or ruck, fire and ice, cornhole, fucking low rim league 2-on-2, which is going to be really fun. Food, music, like it's just going to be a blast and really highlight all the great things we do here at the corporate office. And that's why I wanted to call it the Fall Community Classic, because classic event with multiple events to just like highlight how cool the community is. So, all right, someone else can talk now.
Yeah, I guess that probably makes sense to start there. So I'll be making that registration live today, so you can start signing up for it and everything. So it actually is made right now, but I just have to add it. But this is kind of like the Mafia Summer Bash, but just like probably the next tier up, I guess. But I don't think there's anything.
Is that what we called last year's October thing? No.
What did we call it?
What was the Summer Bash?
The one was the Mafia Summer Bash.
It was that. Yeah, it was because it was this time last year.
Oh, it was in 23 though, or in 24.
Yeah,
it wasn't this year's event. Okay, that's right. You're
but
right.
It was like the summer cookout.
Yeah, it was like we did
family
the cookout.
Reunion
It was like our first ever event.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Pickleball, basketball, all that stuff outside.
Yes,
so got the lawnmower, so the whole side's gonna be ready to go.
Yeah, man.
Okay, and then as far as the first topic today, you've been testing out some stuff. So where are you going? 189 or are you going 170 right now? I think we should start there. And you just mentioned lunging, which you haven't been lunging.
Correct.
So why don't you talk about your road back to lunging?
It's the whole thing's schizophrenic right now because I'm staying pretty damn lean, but I'm getting heavier. I think it's partly because my legs are working again, back to what me and Cory were just talking about, because I've been working with Dylan, which if you guys even watch 5 minutes of that thing, you know that dude's smart. And so Dylan's been helping me. I haven't really been testing anything heavy-wise. I'm just like feeling good. And my plan is to lunge actually tomorrow as like a day of lunges, not like 100,000 days of lunges, but just to like go lunge like one session of lunges and just see like how it feels. Now am I going to do 100, 200, 400? I don't know, but I'm just going to go to the track tomorrow. It's like my leg day. But yeah, overall I've been feeling good. I mean, this morning I watched the video and thought I'm like almost 190. I was like 189 and a half. And I mean, I can still see all my abs and I felt pretty awesome. And it's funny because I'm trying to figure out like what weight should I really be at? I think it's like kind of fucking like messed up because I was hurt for so long, to be honest, from all the powerlifting, because I know what I look good at, but what do I look good at and feel good at? And I just don't, honestly, I don't really know. I used to know. It honestly hasn't been the same since I ripped my rotator cuff. Because, dude, I was like 190 with like a vein going down my abs. So, I mean, I was approaching being like essentially like a 200-pound lean person at that point. And, you know, it just changed everything because I lost muscle during that process. And now it's like, I don't know. I feel lighter when me and Treadway are playing to be like high 170s, low 180s. But like I feel strong and still pretty lean. And there's no way I'm more than like 10% body fat right now. Yeah. I mean, there's no way. So like so the answer is, and this is like, obviously because I'm trying to force myself to be elite, but it's like, what's the real answer? What is an elite level healthy amount of body fat? I mean, it's probably a little different for each person with their genetics, but like, is 10%? Is it 8%? I know Matt's reading thing, I was like 8.5, which had me like basically damn near 10 years younger on the biological thing, which is awesome. That was mostly contributing because my internal fat was so low, which was great. But the reality is like, I'm trying to figure out what am I shooting for? I'm like all messed up from like, just the shit because of me running that red line for all these years. So I feel really good though. I don't know how my game would be. My strength feels up. My quality of mass definitely is up. And am I just regaining muscle I lost?
Well, if anything, you'll be able to post up pretty good in that low rim league.
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't know. So anyway, I'm trying to figure out like, I've stayed sub 190 for a while. So I don't really want to go probably much above that, but like, is this where I need to be? I don't know. Cause at 185, like even today, like I woke up, like nothing hurts, which is awesome. I feel strong. I feel like I look good enough. That's for sure. So it's like, what am I doing? So that's what I'm not doing any conditioning right now, which is also, I don't love that. So it's like, that's why I asked Treadway, like, should we start playing basketball once a week? And if I could lunge once a week and play basketball once a week. So I don't know, as soon as I started doing conditioning, I started feeling worse, which is so fucked up. But I think it's just because I've been doing this for so long. My body's like,
so you're still figuring it out, basically, at the end of the day.
I don't know why it feels so weird right now, but yeah, it's part of it. I don't think that, see, when I say things like that, it's like I don't understand the protocols, and that's not it, because I do, because we did certain things for so many years. But I think because I've pushed at the top for so long, is like what that just not required anymore. It's kind of a weird thing to think about. It feels weird doing less and getting more.
It's like you raise your baseline to such a high level that you have to do not nearly as much to get the same result.
Dylan seemed to think that part of the reason why the lunge kind of train wreck happened towards the end is because most of us, especially probably in this building, had went to such a level to where it was mastered, essentially, which sounds weird. But like when you're not getting a pump and it's at that level and it's like that consistent, there's a mastery to it where the body doesn't even recognize it anymore. He's like, dude, you were going and doing 800 meters and not even getting a pump. I'm like, yeah, all the time. And I thought it's because nothing was working. He's like, well, there might have been some shit dinged up. He's like, I really think it's that your body, like, it was so normal. You doing a half mile was so normal, which is so abnormal to the rest of the world. But it's an interesting thought. Mm-hmm. That then there was like so anyway, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of searching through some stuff right now, trying to figure it out.
Yeah. All right, let's go around. Cole, you got some shit going on. You're standing all the time with football practice and shit. You got some things. What are you talking about?
Yesterday was my birthday, so shout out to me. I turned
birthday, Cole.
28.
I love that.
And currently at this state of my life and training and diet, I would say I think I had some momentum going, and now I feel like I'm lost at sea, and I'm by myself, and I don't know where to go, and I got like rations, and I'm just like searching to figure out what the fuck I need to do, because my body's banged up. Like I got back issues. I think coaching, as much as I love it, standing on my feet for like 5 hours, like on game nights, 2 hours minimum at practice every day, is just like not helping what I have going on.
Bro, it's 100% what it is.
So right now I would say there's nothing exciting. I have nothing. Well, I'm getting good at walking my hands, so that's good. But I would say currently where I'm at, I'm in this like weird zone of I don't know what I need to do. I don't know if I need to eat more so I can like try to feel better. But then I don't think that's working. So should I just like, I don't know what to do. Trying to figure it out.
Well, so Cole,
honestly, right now I've also taken all the aggressiveness I've had of training, trying to get in really good shape, And I've just had the thought that like right now is probably not the time that's going to happen. So I'm not going to stress myself out about it.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is just trying to feel good again.
So I think like this happened to me much later, but I think because you went hard in the paint earlier in your career than I did too, like with the powerlifting stuff. Like what I'm realizing is like we weren't just doing get stacked. We were also competing 4 times a year, if not 5 sometimes.
No, yeah, a lot.
And at multiple weight classes. Like I think we haven't been doing that for a while, but we got to remind ourselves like we were running it fucking like following after West Side type shit, right? For like a decade.
Yeah.
So it's like a little different. But my point is I think that what I'm running into, and it's probably a portion of what you're running into, is our body is trying to recover because of the stressors have been so great for so long. As soon as I go to 800 meters, my body like wants to shut me down. I think you being at practice that amount of time is the current stressor on top of it. And so it's just like, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's grabbing for normalcy. And it's like, that's why it's in protect mode, which is why you're hurting and you're standing and you're like you said how many steps you were, it's just like too much. The problem is you don't want to overeat because you don't want to gain a bunch of weight back.
Exactly. And right now, like, since my back hurts, I can't really push in training as how I want to. So then it just feels like I'm not, like, doing anything.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would say I'm lost at sea. Maybe one of you guys will find me at a
You're
dock
elite
sometime.
coaching. That's what you're doing.
Yeah. So that's
yeah,
my
but
life.
I think also for the community to see, like, that's, like, you're strong and in good shape and you're coaching right now.
Yeah.
It's just off for a second. Like,
yeah,
I think a lot of people get off, like, you're not like off track, but it's just off.
Yeah.
It happens like that sometimes, bro. It's just life. It sucks.
And there's like seasons to this whole thing, right? So like,
sure.
I think like depending on what you're training for too, like makes a humongous difference. Cause like with my experience right now, I think I said it to you like the other day of like, I've been in this conundrum of like, how much do I need to eat to support what the fuck I'm doing so I can recover and not fall apart? Like, so like, it's really easy to fall into that trap of like, oh, I need to eat everything in sight to, you know, to do this. And then you start adding body fat for no reason. So, that's something that I've been struggling with, but I've had to fine tune. It's gotten better over time. But like, when I said to you, I was like, I can't wait until this event is done so I can kind of like, hit the reset button for like, probably 3 or 4 weeks at least. And like I actually need to like get back to like some sort of a baseline to feel like normal again and get back to like a normal workout.
Yeah, you've been getting after it, Danny, because I've been seeing you when I would come in to train the kids and you're doing all kinds of random shit that looks super difficult, bro.
Yeah.
So I gotta give it to you.
It's basically just like every type of GPP I'm trying to do as like an extra work. But I mean, I'm not trying to like sit here like a douchebag and say how much I'm working out every day or something like that. But like, it's like literally like, except on like the active recovery days, it's like, you know, 2.5, 3 hours a day at least right now. So it's like, I have to like, you know, take care of myself otherwise. Cause I've gone down that road when you're younger, cause you can beat your head against the wall over and over again. You're fine. You can pop back the next day at 4:00 in the morning.
I think that's my problem is that's where I live. Like, that's who I am. Like, that's what my default is. I want to fucking train for an hour. I want to go lunge. And then I want to stop and do CrossFit for fun. Like, that, like when I was able to do all that, that to me was like normal operation. I didn't realize that it wasn't.
Well, you weren't even making a decision. You just did it.
I just did it because I liked it and I was having fun. And it was like, so it's weird for me to be like, do a little less, but then my body just feels better. But I really just think it's because I was crazy for so long that it's like forcing that. One thing I was thinking about with you, Cole, is that because you're so carb sensitive, I would really look at maybe upping your fat calories and maybe your sodium, and you might feel a little bit better.
Yeah, I think I'm like going back to the like a OG anabolic diet. For the time being.
That's what I was going to recommend, because what was your baseline? Like 2,000?
My baseline of what I need to eat?
Yeah.
No, like 2,500.
So then, like with training, it's like 3,500 then probably. You think you're getting even close to that?
I'm probably eating roughly 2,500 to 2,600 a day.
So
some days after like football and the granted I'm tracking on like my watch and like obviously that's hit or miss or whatever. But I mean like there's some days where it's like I'm burning 1,000 calories from working out and then football and like all that shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
like I'm probably eating and I'm still in a deficit.
So that was my point, is that the easiest way to get that up that's not going to impact your physique in a bad way is probably from fat calories.
Yeah.
So I would be like, that goes back to the OG like anabolic diet. Like, could you add, what is it nuts? Is it more avocado? Is it bacon?
Yeah.
Is it fucking like what it?
And I mean, like overall, like my strategy, like I'm not like sad or upset. Like I know that this with football, like training is just not going to be the best. I know I'm not going to wake up every day, be like super fucking on it. Like most of the time I'm tired, like walking into the gym already, like still trying to wake up. I'm fucking stiff. So I just know like that this is a part of it. And this will be like a good 8 weeks to kind of reset. And then once season's over, like go hard again.
Yeah, it's not forever.
No, yeah. But I do think the one thing just constantly thinking about it is I'm banning deadlifts for myself. Like every time I think I feel good and then I try to deadlift, like deadlifts was fucking me up here, and then I randomly pulled like 500 because that was the most weight I can get on the bar, easy as shit. And I tried to do it again like 3 weeks ago, and that's when I got hurt. And I'm like, I'm just done doing that. Yeah. And talking with Dylan, he's like, yeah, deadlifts like your hip. You don't have enough room in your hip to even get in proper position.
It makes sense when Dylan starts to explain like getting into that hinge.
Yeah.
And that's like what we're almost blocking. Like our body's not. Mine's starting to wake back up again, which is another reason why I think my weight's going up, because my legs are getting bigger again, because I think they're actually like working. Yeah. So. Yeah,
I mean, my weight's staying. I'm waking up at like 185, 184, but like I just don't look the same just because I'm not.
Yeah, you're not pushing.
Yeah, it's just whatever.
You'll be good.
So.
Troway.
How you training right now? How's it going?
Like a little bitch.
I would say Troway didn't see you this morning.
No, you haven't seen me for most mornings. I feel like Cole right now, where I'm like, I get home from football practice and I have a million things to do, and then I'm going to bed at 11:30, and I'm like, okay, well, I have all day football tomorrow. Like, I'm not going at 4. So I've been getting up at like 6:30, doing move 22 with Medea. Shout out Medea. She's been complaining about it. She did push-ups like the first day, and she complained about how sore her triceps were for like 3 days. Because like she doesn't really like her legs. Like she was fine doing like the ISO holds and the squats and everything, but like her triceps were fried from doing push-ups. But it's cool because we can do it together, and it's like I can scale mine to where I need it to be, and she can scale hers.
I didn't realize you guys were doing that together. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's been cool.
You guys ever really trained together?
During COVID sometimes, because I have a gym in the garage, so we would train together, but not really. No, so it's cool. And she was like, for a while, like I had like the long lunge streak of like 1,300 days, and then I cut it when I was hurt, but she's been more consistent with that than I have. So like we'll go to lunge, and I've been doing 2 days, 8 minutes and 24 seconds. Shout out to Kobe.
I knew that.
And she'll do 10 minutes and kick my ass, and I'm like hobbling around, and she's doing fine. So yeah, I kind of feel like Cole, where I'm just like struggling, and like not training at 4 is like the weirdest thing. And it puts you in like a bad mood. Yeah. Because it's like I want to be there, and then I'm like, okay, should I sleep for 3 hours?
Well, you just can't go to bed at 11:30 if you're going to be there at 4.
Yeah.
That's at the end of the day. You can do that like once in a week.
Yeah. Any other, you're
fucked.
Screwed.
Because I used to do the same shit. It doesn't work.
Yeah. So like once, like football has been super fun, and I enjoy it. But like Cole said, like you're on your feet the whole time. Like my hips hurt all the time.
It's a short season too.
I view it as it's like a maintenance. Like it's like I'm in season of football training wise. Like any competition or push I had in that, this is like the off season. Like the rest of the year is the time for that.
You normally go to the 5 a.m. class.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're still training early.
Yeah, and I'm still like by the time I get home and eat and stuff, like I'm mentally not shut down. Like tonight we have a game. Like I probably won't get back to my house until 10:30. Yeah. And my mind will be fucking racing. So then I'll watch film and it's just.
So will you train at 5 tomorrow or no?
No,
you'll go like 5
I've told
PM?
myself it's not a good idea. No.
Yeah, it's probably.
I'll try to go to 6:30, and if I'm super fucking gassed like I was last week, I'll just try to train later.
Or maybe just take that day off.
Or just take the day off in general. So that's another thing. I'm also really bad at taking days off. That's just, I always want to be doing something.
Yeah, I feel that.
You know, so
I don't know, Cole. At the end of the day, like, I'd almost rather be that way than the over recovery guy.
No, 1,000%.
You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like, because I've thought about that, like, you know, in my career, I've taken very few days off.
Dude,
it's also why I'm me, though.
You know, there's a part of that also, just in training, I've noticed this. I cannot rest. Like, I'm so ingrained of like doing supersets. Like, you want me to rest? If someone just told me, hey, take some rest after you do this set and wait a second, it'll be like 30 seconds. And I'm like, okay,
you ought to see my attention span on the Move 22 waiting the rest of the EMOM
to
do 10 push-ups and just sit there. I feel like I have to talk the whole time on the live.
It's hard.
It's really weird for me, yeah. But also, like, because that's like all the way back to the Twitter workouts, which you came in on, like, and the way that, you know, I've always programmed is we're moving.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. But in the Olympic lifting world, or, you know, when you're doing singles or heavy stuff.
Yeah, it's like, take 3 minutes in between sets. It's like the worst 3 minutes of my life. It's the hardest part. It's harder than actually working out.
I'll take some credit for that.
So,
all right, we got to take a quick break. We'll be right back. And we're back. Kyle, I see you have what is that, substantial? Is that what that word is on your shirt? Damn. Okay.
fuck yeah.
I saw him on the sidelines that had the Be Real shirt on, so I just texted him Be Real whenever I was in the stands.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go back to Treadway for a second. Treadway, what did you see online on the app or whatever? Did you have anything? Because I know sometimes you do that. We'll throw it over to you, bruh. And then, are you ready to start playing basketball again? What's your thoughts on the 2-on-2 tournament for the event?
Well, I have bad news for anybody that thought that they were going to come in here and like compete in it and win it, because they're not.
Trevor's going to take that as a challenge.
That
now.
dude is like 6'5". I can't remember his name. That was jamming us. He's coming back, Treadway.
Cool. I'm ready. Been ready. Studying the film.
Hey, speaking of that, I saw Scotty Mack. He was at the game last night. He talked about how he just
got a kid in.
No, I think he has friends, like one of the refs that he played with.
Gotcha.
So context, Scotty Mack, they call him the gunslinger. He's originally from Granville. He was on the 2002 national championship team. He was a backup quarterback. Might have played in the league for a year or two, or practice squad.
Big dude.
Big dude. He plays in Treadway's Johnstown league, old man's league basketball. Hurt his ACL, he said, or meniscus, got it redone, comes over, talking about how he's, how serious Treadway is about playing basketball, how he wants to play in the low rim league. And so we might have to do an invite to Scotty Mack for the tournament, potentially. Tell him to bring one.
Scotty Mack's a dog.
Yes. All right. Back to you, Treadway.
Yeah, so super pumped to play ball. But on a different topic, we had a question about squat every day. So it's a little bit of a long-winded one. I've seen posts about squat every day and understand there is programming for that. Does it make sense to follow the process when you have access to dumbbells? And would you run the squat every day on top of pump 30?
So I've never really programmed like a kettlebell or dumbbell version, partly because the actual true squat every day protocol is a conjugate max effort protocol. If you would do, let's say you have a 30-pound kettlebell and you were doing something that was difficult, it might be like 20 reps, 30 reps. Like, I think it would honestly, I just think it would make you too tired. I think the actual original squat every day protocol is based around max effort work or pauses and things that create max effort work. So I think it would be difficult to get the same benefit. Now, could you add a barbell squat every day to the pump 30? Absolutely. So could you go to any Get Stacked over the last 7 or 8 years, maybe 10 years, and say, for the next 4 weeks, I'm going to do the same protocol as they did on Get Stacked 135 or 100, whatever? Absolutely, you could do that. But that's what I would recommend. We're on Move 22. We're doing 5 sets of 10 bodyweight squats. So in theory, I'm squatting every day right now, but I just don't think you're going to get that same benefit. Now, ironically though, once again, like we're talking about just consistent things, like as I'm like kind of getting my lower body back together, now all of a sudden, like I'm doing 50 squats a day times 365 days. That's 18,000 more squats than I was doing before. It does add up. So there's definitely like, a value in that. And like I said, for the push-ups, it's like 50 something or 25,000. So it's like, because because I'm just planning on doing Move 22 every day, just because I know that that's what's going to impact the most amount of people. And so you definitely could institute squatting every day, but to get the same level that we were talking about on the app, it's definitely with a barbell for sure. So.
Yeah, and like to the point of the Move 22, my favorite program of all time was the Mix and Methods one.
Yeah.
And you had a body weight component every single day.
I did.
And I felt really good, and like my joints felt good, my muscles felt super full when I was doing that.
Honey, I'm on a podcast. That's what I just told Mad. I'll
and
call
so
you back.
I think like the body weight component is really solid. Next question. I'm doing the busy diet. Am I overdoing things by drinking both aminos and the protein shake?
By drinking aminos and you mean like post-workout? Oh yeah, on the busy diet, you want to put the protein shake in the lunch because then it takes you out of the fasting window. So the aminos are like a hack, right? When Doc Serrano especially came up with this amino profile, tested me on doing I remember when I first met Doc, very shortly after we were doing the anabolic fasting or anabolic diet, we were doing these protocols where I was essentially following the busy diet, but only using like 40 grams of aminos for lunch. So it was it was really like a 1 meal a day situation, but you were using a high level of aminos as the other meal, which was providing broken down protein for muscle mass, right? And so I kind of forgot to mention that, but I was doing that with him too, which is kind of where I got this idea from. That's really hard to follow long term. It definitely works, but it's a little tricky. And so when I moved the aminos from that like extreme protocol into a post-workout, I knew there was no calorie situation. And no matter what all the fucking people online say about fasting windows, I knew it didn't make any difference to the results I was seeing. To me, that was the right kind of mix of both. If you add digestible protein on top of that, I think it changes that, in my opinion. Some people will make up the stuff that says if it's under 100 calories, it doesn't matter. I think if it's anything that's causing digestion. Now, does aminos do that? I don't know. Maybe the guy that made up the 100-calorie thing's just like me. I made up the thing about aminos. I don't know. But the reality is, like, it's not actual food. So where the protein is. So no, I would use it for lunch like you're supposed to. Use the aminos. If you're feeling really fucking hungry, you're probably a little bit dehydrated. I'd rather you drink Endure and aminos than drink protein and aminos to fix that. So that would be my recommendation.
All right, last one's my favorite question ever. How to grow your arms? I've always had trouble growing my arms, so asking what's the best way to grow them.
Yeah, when people have asked me about growing my arms or growing their arms, I historically had genetic chests for sure. You can look at Andon and see that a mile away, and honestly, probably AG both. And so AG kind of understood that early, so he always trained his arms more than he trained his chest. He kind of picked up on that. Where Andon is a bench monster, is more like I was, like bench. And so, but because we train more complete than I ever did when I was these ages, they probably won't have as big of a difference as I did. Now as an old lifter, like I feel like I match up pretty good. But the reality is like the protocols that you're following between Get Stacked or Pump 30 are how my arms caught up to my chest and my back to like match up. Because you got to remember, as a bodybuilder, we're looking at symmetry to be symmetrical. And so, that the arms aren't over, like, they're in line with how big your chest and back is. So it all matches so you can have a complete physique. Not saying that mine's like perfect, but that is something I have tried to attain over time by training them complete. And I think if you just follow the Pump 30 workouts, most people have never done these type of formats, heavy, light, crazy supersets. Your arms are going to grow. Like there isn't really like one person that's came to 4 a.m. on a regular basis that was here that I watched do these protocols that did not have jacked ass arms too. It just like didn't exist. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. All right. The last question.
Wait, hold on. You got to give us your top like 2 or 3 arm exercises though. / like supersets maybe.
I think like the top ones for like growth that I saw a huge difference. I remember when I understood like the cheating principle for curls, like straight bar heavy curls. I saw a pretty big difference. Incline dumbbell curls with a twist, saw a massive difference once I started understanding that. From a tricep standpoint, I would say before I hurt my shoulder, I used to feel a major difference from bench dips. And when I started studying the Arnold programming, they were all like reps of 30, super deep, at the end of the workouts, 6 sets of 30. I'm sure you guys remember some of those programs. And then the 20 full push downs, the 20 quarters at the bottom, burners. Those are probably the 2 things. I was always really good at skull crushers and strong at them. And there was a time where I think that was probably my main exercise I got most of my mass from. But I think it became more of a strength thing for me and less of like a pump thing for size. But yeah, skull crushers were always a staple in my kind of arm training. But I would say those other 2 I probably saw like aesthetically probably a better vibe from. And then just understanding how to keep my shoulder and my elbow in the proper position for biceps. Like not having them too far, not having like making sure that I twist. Like there's just certain things I think like mind muscle connection that helped a ton. But my arms were definitely like quite a bit behind my chest, and I feel like I caught them up over time because of just understanding some of these things. And like it's the volume mixed with the heavy stuff. It's not one or the other. Like people think you got to do 12 reps to hypertrophy, which is muscle growth, and I just don't think that that's entirely true. I think it takes reps of 5. I think it takes reps of 12. I think it takes supersets. I think it takes reps of 50. I think it's put as much fucking blood in the muscle, back to the Arnold days. And these fucking people that say, you don't even need a pump to grow, that's fucking, you know what I mean? Like, come on, what are we talking about? Get a fucking pump, blow up your arms, keep it moving, look good at the cookout.
Don't be small.
Don't be fucking small.
Yo, also pro tip, size down on your t-shirts.
That too.
I really don't think
Great
people are
advice,
talking
Cole.
about that enough. Like, you know, just size down your t-shirts. They're going to tighten your arms.
Cole,
Choke
you
them
need
out.
a social media team to clip that thing right there. And
Yeah,
get that
for real.
you.
Arms Army. Tag us. I commented back to this guy. I said, creatine and Arms Army.
Yeah.
Pick one.
Speaking of which, we have 10 new shirts coming out
Yes.
for the college football season. So
yeah.
there's your perfect opportunity to size down, right?
Very true.
Or you can just cut the sleeves off, do yourself one better.
Yeah, I like that. I saw this thing from Shaq. Shaq was on the podcast and had Mike Bibby, the old baller, on, and he's all yoked up.
He's huge.
Yeah, I don't know if he's on stuff or not. He's talking. Shaq grabs his arm. He's like, Bibby, you on that creatine? this body by Bibby is what he said. I just thought you'd think that's funny, Treadway. Shaq's called him out actually if he's on the creatine.
Mike Bibby is absolutely yoked.
He's yoked up for sure. All right, I think that was a great mini cast. Back to Danny.
Yeah.
Is there anything else, Chancellor?
I don't believe so.
That's an amazing title.
Yeah. Chancellor Revenge.
I fuck with it, yeah.
Dude, we should
All
bring back your like TV reporter. I missed that version of Danny.
We need to do the skit or not skit or whatever. The video we did with Kyle for the Arms Army where you're in the cockpit with Chewbacca. That was the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Well, hey, I feel like we should set up.
Should we start to do like one skit a week just for fucking fun? Like I feel like it used to like break it up. You know what I mean? Even though it was like ridiculous, it made it kind of fun. We don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know if people will actually like buy anything off of it, but it might make it fun. I don't know.
All right,
Put in your favorite skit.
I'll be leading the ruck, by the way, on October 25th. So there may or may not be some arms mixed in there somewhere.
Oh,
So be there.
pre-ruck pump.
Hit that. All right, this has been the AF Minicast. If you enjoyed this episode or have any questions, leave a comment on G-Social. I'm the Graphic Gangster. Small Arms Danny. The Commish Tyler Treadway. Mr. Cory G.
Be out here.
See you next week.